So I get excited. The words can't come out fast enough, so that they just come out when they come out.
At least you don't stutter. My mind goes 10,000 miles a minute and my mouth just can never keep up.
But I would almost rather that happen, because at least then when it does come out, it starts at a real thing. Mine is just like all over, and then people really can't understand what I'm saying.
They say people that stutter are the smartest people on the planet.
Okay, let's go ahead and record.
That's not my words. We're not even talking about what's
like today. I will probably be the question asker, because I don't know the whole process. LeBron does.
Yes, she does. I could ask her right now and she could tell you the process. Yes, you can.
You want to test me today?
I'll test you today.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. My name is LeBron Arnwine.
And I'm Jessica Hitte.
And welcome to The Journey. Dun, 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 dun. What are we talking about today, Jess?
We're talking about the recording process.
So what is one of the first things that has to happen before we can get to the studio at any point in time?
It's kind of hard to record something unless you have something to record. So I would guess that songwriting would be step number one.
Step one. So what does that look like in short?
A completed song. Mm-hmm. And that could be something that you've written yourself or with another writer, or something that you have requested the license for from someone else. And I say that with heavy emphasis because you can't just grab a song from anywhere and record it.
Yes.
I'm a songwriter. He's a songwriter. We want to get paid for our work. Okay. Yes. But make sure you request a license. But either way, you have to have a song.
Where can they find a song? Or to shop some songs, or to find a plethora of songs they can choose from?
I'm going to guess that we'll put it right around here, but writingrounds.com is probably one of the best places. Actually, not even probably. It is the best place.
If you're a country artist, if you're a pop artist, if you're an R&B artist, if you're a Christian artist, if you're a gospel artist, we have songs that are reserved just for you.
And on that flip side, if you're a songwriter, that means you need to jump in so you can help us create those songs that those people are going to come to and get. The end.
Okay, plug finished. She says she doesn't know what the process is. I said, Jessica, you've done this a million times. You know what happens in the recording process. So what is the next step after the song is written? Okay. What happens next?
Well, number one is songwriting. Number two, I did not know about when I first started, but arrangements.
So key.
Arrangements. Well, why don't you elaborate on that?
There's a song that she brought. I was like, oh man, we can do all kind of stuff with this song.
I have a question.
Yes.
I write a song, I have lyric, I have melody, and I bring it to you. And you put chords to it, even though it's my melody and my lyrics. Are you now a writer on the song?
Which route do I want to go? Because it could be one of two things. I've been in situations where somebody pays me up front, say, hey, I want you to arrange this song for me. And they give me whatever the agreement rate is that we come to agreement on. And they say, hey, you're not getting a percentage of the song, but I'm paying you up front to arrange the tune for me. Then when you agree, that's it. Or let's say you say, hey, I'm not going to pay you, but I'll give you X amount of percent of this song as a writer. Either way, you are writing. So whether you do it for free, whether you get a payment for it, or whether you get a percentage of the song, you have now written and contributed to the songwriting.
Absolutely.
I remember this song specifically, Where Would I Be, because this when I was living in Cleveland, Tennessee at the time. And my brother came to stay with us and said, Austin, man, this is a song that I want to hear it from like a bass player drum perspective. I know what I kind of want the drums to sound like, but bass and drums have like a close-knit relationship. They lock up in as far as musically goes. So I was like, boss, can you come and help me arrange this song? So we're sitting, this was like one morning at like 8 a.m. He came late that night before we woke up, got right to work. You could take a look at this little clip to see what it looked like.
I mean, those air drums, they looked pretty real.
Listen, in my mind, I was hearing...
Are you a drummer?
I am a drummer. Drums is my first instrument. I feel like every musician starts on drums at some capacity because you have to have rhythm. Without rhythm, you can't play anything anyway. You have to be able to... See my snaps?
Them things.
You got to be able to keep time. She talks about them all the time. After the arrangement, I'm testing her now. After the arrangements are finished, what happens next?
Well, I know what you do.
Okay, what do I do?
So like, you'll either get on the keyboard and change sounds and stuff and like track like an arrangement for each instrument or something and send out files so that the band can learn things. So when they come into the studio, because the next phase is band tracking, they know like I'm playing this instead of like getting in there like, all right, hear the song, let's fill it out, blah, blah, blah. So
she said some things very key that we can't just speed past. I'm gonna try to hit them quick. She said, we start to produce the record, start to program and put instruments down. What people don't understand is studios cost money.
Amen.
I want to send things out ahead of time to the players so they can be prepared. So when we come into the studio, there's no playing games. We ain't wasting time trying to figure parts out. And that's the same case when it comes to vocalists, to background vocals. If we know the parts we want to sing, we record all the scratches and we send them out so that there's time.
And when we say we're referring to A&A Production Studios, because not every producer may do it like this.
Correct.
When I've only ever worked with LeBron, I've only ever worked with A&A because when you work with the best, why would you want to go anywhere else? But anyway.
There's some money in my pocket.
You can cash out.
Oh, okay.
But there are other producers that you may work with that don't do that. If you're going to spend some money and do it with us, it's going to go to the places that really matter and we know it needs to go. That shouldn't be in extra hours in the studio to do something you could have done beforehand. Correct. To be prepared. So just a side note, aapstudios.com, you should probably book something with us and then all the things.
Come see us.
We are both fortunate enough to have people that are that talented, gifted. They know when it's time to work. They know when there's this is what I need. Which is why we created a whole list of those people called the service roster, the A&A Production Studios. So we use a lot of the people through our service roster. That's one of the things that we love about looking at that list of people and knowing each one of those people are the ones that know how to come in and work.
So my forehead shining for real. So after we record band and singers and backgrounds, we'll probably I like to have a lead vocal day kind of dedicated just for that, just so there's no rush.
Absolutely.
That's the highlight of the song. You know what I mean? I don't like to rush the artist. After that process, then we go to what we call post-production or edits. When it comes to studio recording, I like to leave the studio with all the stuff already done. I don't want to have to go back and do overdubs. Overdubs is when you go back and fix your mistakes. So I used to have this big pressure in my mind about playing stuff perfect, but then I'm like, I'm gonna go back and fix all this stuff anyway. Because when you're live, you want to catch the energy of how somebody's singing something. When she's singing live, she does stuff, I'm like, wow, that is amazing. It's
hard as a singer to not pay attention to the fact that you're off key though.
Yeah.
Or your pitch is weird. Because he'll say all the time, like, I'll stop in the middle of a sentence because I know I hit a note wrong. Be like, the energy was so good.
Yeah.
Why did you stop? And I'm like, because that note was off. He was like, I can fix that.
Yeah.
I can fix that. Anyway, but we do have an episode coming up where we are going to talk about recording vocals and from an artist producer perspective.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be really good.
We'll save some of that for the
So sorry if I got too deep. That was her way of politely rounding me.
It was my way of stopping myself because I was ready to keep on going.
There's a video we'll probably show of what we had finished recording Jessica's lead vocal on Where Would I Be, and we're sitting in the studio and we're kind of listening back to everything, and it's just a vibe. So let's take a quick look. After we listen to it and she gives or whoever the artist is gives the thumbs up, like, hey, I like it. Now we go into the mix phase. There are some things you can cut corners on. There are other things you do not want to cut corners on. Plan the budget to get a good mix and a good master minimum on your project. It is the difference between a good song, sounding song sonically, and a great one. A mix engineer is be able to put things in its place to leave space for things to breathe and to sound good and to leave dynamic room. Imagine going to go see Avatar. I'm using that movie for an example because I love that movie. I love the Avatars. I love them. Imagine going to, that's such a visual movie with all these amazing CGI, video effects, and blah, blah, blah. Imagine going to see that, right? And the screen the whole time is in like standard definition 240 pixel, and it's all grainy. It's like you lose it no matter how great the film was shot. Yeah. If you can't see it clear, it defeats the purpose. You know what I'm saying? So same thing. If you write a great song, take the extra step. If you got to work a couple extra jobs at Baskin and Robbins, dip in some ice cream.
Yep.
Save the money up, invest in your song, mow some yards, do some hair, paint some toenails. Wow, don't paint.
Don't do that. No, we leaving all that.
I'm trying to say toenails. I don't know why tails came out. So if you want to hear, here's a clip. Just here, save me. Let's just play a song.
Well, before we do, because I don't think we established the last step. You talked about the mix, but as far as master.
Okay, so I can get a mix done, and the volume level is here. You know, nowadays we want the song to be as loud and dynamic as we can make it without losing any dynamic. You know, if a soft part is soft and a loud part loud, I want to hear the dynamic. Mastering brings your levels up, volume level specifically, up to like industry standard radio level, volume level. And there's like a master EQ that puts on it, so it makes everything sound even. Compression gets put on there to make everything balanced and smooth. So when you get the waves back, it's not like mastering is, like she said, the cherry on top, the thing that kind of puts the extra little glaze on your what's that, Krispy Kreme donut.
And he always said to me, like, Jessica, it's one of those things that a regular ear may not hear.
Correct.
But a professional ear is gonna hear whether you got that sound mastered or not.
Correct.
And if you're wanting to be an artist, those are the ears you're wanting to impress.
Correct.
Are the professional listeners, the people that know music. So
Correct.
Yes, of course, an audience, but also the people, so you can compete, you know, with that level. So. Yeah.
Well, do we want to, since they've seen the clip of us in the studio, do we want this to tell them to go to SoundCloud and watch it, or do we want to give them
Well, there is a little something that I do want to play, because what would any Journey episode be without hearing another thing, another mini concert from LeBron Arnwine?
Yeah, I'm a singer.
I think this is the one that you're like, it's too high. I gotta stand up.
I'm a little sharp.
You're hitting the key. There it is.
Oh my God.
I had to bail out that last one. No, I'm head voice now. I couldn't do it.
Not yet. He just needed a quick break, and he tried back.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord.
Anyway.
The intro on this song is super, super long because it was the first song on the record. So he was like, it needs to have this whole dramatic intro. I'm like, Lord, we should just got straight to the point.
And I don't know if they've noticed from the past episodes, the little clip at the end of each episode. Yes. But the one at the end of this episode will show you why that intro was so long. But just stay tuned and you can see.
I'm LeBron Arnwine.
And I'm Jessica Hitte.
And thank you for joining us for this week's episode of The Journey. See you next time.
If it